About a week and a half ago, I talked about Xbox One games worth buying. Today, guys, I'm going to be talking about PlayStation 4 games worth buying. Now, something to talk about before I actually begin this, that the PlayStation 4's prices are a little bit high in price compared to the Xbox One side, which is kind of an interesting thing to talk about. But, however, I will talk about the prices between these games as well. Like, what's the best price to get them if you want to get them a little bit later. However, I'm going to talk about this next week. I'm probably going to talk about Xbox 360's compatible games worth buying that I have at the moment. So stick in tune with that because it's going to be really cool. So guys, let's get into this, shall we? So for the first game I'm going to talk about is a game that goes for around 20 quid right now, and you can get this game on a physical release on a PlayStation 4 and on a 3DS. Xbox One unfortunately doesn't have it, which kind of sucks. And that is Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is an 8-bit adventure game, and basically what this does is basically you can jump on enemies, you can dig enemies, you can basically fight boss battles, you can adventure, explore. It's a pretty nice game, and honestly, for this game, for like 20 quid is really good, and it's really worth your money as well. Oh, that's right, it's also available on the Wii U as well, which is cool as well. However, if you're probably wondering, so what's the best deal you can get for this game if you're not like, oh, I'll get it when it's cheap? Probably the best you can get is 15, where that's actually where I got my copy when I got it from Game. Not my game, from Game from Lakeside, which was kind of pretty cool indeed. However, 15 is probably the best you can get if you want a good deal on this game. I don't see it like under whatsoever, which just kind of sucks. But 15 is probably the best you can do for Shovel Knight. And I recommend it if you guys love your 8-bit or 16 or 32-bit gaming. It is so good, and I recommend it. It's pretty nice. So the next game I'm going to talk about goes for around £35, brand spanking new, and this game is definitely well worth your money for this price, and that is Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which I actually reviewed this game a while back, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I think I gave my review, I think like a 9 or 9 point something out of 10. Definitely well worth your money. Platforming's fun, it's hard as nails, graphics are beautiful, there's free games on here, and even at the Stormy, I think the Stormy Descent or Stormy Assault like map on the PlayStation Store is free, and I have not tried it, and I heard it's so hard. However, if you're probably thinking to yourself, what's the best deal I could do for this game if you're going to get it a little bit later? I honestly say to myself, you know, if I want to get a game, I always think to myself, oh, I don't want to get it launch day, get it a little bit later, and usually, if you're thinking about getting this game a little bit later, I honestly say to myself, get this game for about 25-30. That's probably the best I could do if you want this game pre-owned. But if you don't care and you want to pick it up, go get it. It's really good, and I recommend it. And do you know what? If you have never played Crash, definitely go and play it. It is a great game. So the next game I'm going to talk about is a game that goes for around £15 on the PlayStation Store at the moment, and that is Knack. Knack is actually a launch title for the PlayStation 4, and I'm going to say to myself, I played the demo of this game and I was a little bit disappointed. However, playing it last week and playing it afterwards, I've got to say this is a really good game. A great adventure, great like punching game, great, you know, story. And this game is definitely well worth your money, whatever it's going to say. Basically, Knack is, you know, when you grab like relics, you can grow bigger, and every time, you know, you die, it respawns you to whatever part you are. For example, if you're like a little Knack, you're like, I can't even do little, like this Knack here. That's his little one. And then when you can go bigger and bigger and bigger, so you can destroy tanks, destroy cars, destroy big bad enemies. It is definitely well worth your money. And I'm going to say something about deals. In my local retailer for game, it goes for about 13, but sometimes you can see this game for a tenner, and I saw it for a tenner once, and I think that's probably the best you can do. If you see it more cheaper, go grab it. It is really good, but if you already got it, please comment below, tell me how good it is. So the next game I'm going to talk about goes for around 25, possibly £30, brand spanking new, and this game is definitely well worth your money, and that is The Last of Us Remastered. Now, if you have not played it on the PlayStation 3 and you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, I've got a PS4, what is a great game to play? Definitely this game. This game is definitely well worth your time. Like, the story is fantastic. The cinematics, the gameplay has always been top notch. It gripped me in from start to finish. the DLC, was it Left Behind, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's called Left Behind. The single player story, like a single player add-on story for this game. It comes with all the single player, all the DLC stuff. Then it comes with the multiplayer. So this game is definitely so damn good. And if you probably want to get it for cheap, get it for like under 25, like 20 quid is probably the best you can get. But sometimes you see it more cheaper, go grab it. Play it, is amazing. And I cannot wait for the second Last of Us game. I can't wait for that. But we still need to see what's going on with that. So yeah, that is The Last of Us Remastered. So the next game I'm going to talk about goes for around 20 quid brand spanking new. And this game is Until Dawn. This is well worth your time, because if you've never played this game before, you need to try this game out, because this game is a horror game, but you probably have never seen anything like it. Basically, there are survivors going to the cabin to celebrate, the party and all that, and then literally there are things happening in the game, and you're going to think to yourself, oh my god, what the hell's happening? Literally, this game is like a click adventure game. Things like The Walking Dead, or this game reminds me of Heavy Rain, and I love Heavy Rain a bit. It's one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 3, and this game does a good job with it. Basically, you can choose to go left or right, shoot something, not shoot something, walk this way, or you can literally, there's just a lot of things you can do with this game. And there's also times where you have to stay still with using your PlayStation 4 controller, which is pretty nice indeed. And if you can get this game for cheap, I'll probably say 15, maybe like 12 to 15 is probably the best you can do if you want to pre-own. And this is definitely well worth your time. And this game was actually free with PlayStation Plus like a couple of months ago, which is kind of unfortunate, but this game is really good. However, if you guys have got VR and you have not tried Until Dawn Rush of Blood, recommend it. It's really good. But this game is also another recommendation. It is really good, really scary. There are times in this game where I jump scared. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that actually just happened. So yeah guys, that was my next game. That was Until Dawn. So the next title I'm actually going to talk about is a game that is decent for what it is. The reason I'm putting this on my list of games worth buying, because the game is cheap. You can get this game right now for 8 quid, and I think that's probably the best you can do. £5 is the best deal you can do for this game, and that is Killzone Shadowfall. This was actually a launch title for the game, and I really wanted to try this game out so badly when I had my PlayStation 4, because I heard some good things and I heard some bad things about it. But while playing for the game, I thought this game was really good. Like, for what it was, I love the story, I love the cinematics, I love the gameplay. Some pretty cool little hidden things here and there. Multiplayer was a 50-50 thing. It was good to bad. It was like, some parts were amazing, there was some parts that were quite crap. But at the end of the day, this game is a decent title, and this game is well worth your time now. I think if you got it brand spanking new back in the day when it came out, you probably will regret it. But this game right now is definitely the time to play it right now. It is a good game. I like it. Recommend it. It's pretty good. So the next game I'm going to talk about is actually going to be a racing game. And this game goes for around £12 for pre-owned. If you see it for cheap, that's good news. And that is Drive Club. Drive Club is a racing game, as I said beforehand. But it's like Forza, but with a little bit of a twist on this game, where you earn points during challenges for the map, throughout the races, throughout the challenges, throughout the maps. It's pretty interesting nonetheless, and I think online still works in this game, so I tried it out. It's pretty cool. And the cars are so much fun. There's a lot of like classic cars, a lot of sports cars, a lot of normal cars to try out. Definitely a good game to try out. However, Drive Club VR is a bit of a mixed story. People can't play it because of people can get motion sickness to the game. I can't. Lucky bastard I am. But still, this game is definitely well worth your time. And I think to yourself, under a tenner is definitely the best deal you can get. But if you get it pre-owned for 12, that's still fine anyway. Definitely well worth your money. I recommend it. So, for the last game I'm going to talk about, it's actually part of a series, and one of my favourite game series of all time on PlayStation is the Uncharted series. And this is one of my favourite game series I've had for a long ass time. I remembered when I was 16, I remember going to one of my games in town, because we had 2 games before one of them closed down, which was a bit of a sad thing about it. I remember going through the entire racks and literally looking through this game, and I saw one game. I thought to myself, this looks pretty cool, and that was Uncharted 2. Got this game, played it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. The multiplayer was fun. It was just one of those games I just had to say is one of the best out there. Then I played Uncharted 3, brilliant game, and then I haven't played number 1 until the Nathan Drake collection, and The Nathan Drake Collection is the first one we'll talk about. It has all 3 Uncharted games into it. Doesn't have the multiplayer, unfortunately, but it doesn't really need multiplayer for the Uncharted, like the Nathan Drake Collection. It has all the stories. It will take you so many hours to play through. I think the entire gameplay, I talk about 25, 30 hours to actually complete the entire 3 games. Definitely well worth your money. It's really, really, really good. Play those games first before going into Uncharted 4. This is my game of the year for last year, and I absolutely enjoyed this game. Gameplay was fantastic, cinematics were amazing, gameplay was awesome, the rope system was incredible, and literally, honestly myself, I just loved the multiplayer. The multiplayer was fun, survival was actually pretty interesting. I recently got into it last week because of Lost Legacy, and it was really cool. It's pretty cool nonetheless. And finally, Lost Legacy that came out last week. Finished it in one sitting, which is one of those surprises that you don't really do. When you sit down and play it and hopefully I was just like, oh, I'll play it the next day. No, I finished it in one sitting, loved it. It took about 9 hours to complete, and then literally the entire game is the multiplayer and the survival. Definitely well worth your money, and honestly, Nathan Drake is about, like, the Nathan Drake Collection is about 25, I think, pre-owned. I think Uncharted 4 is near the same. Oh. And Lost Legacy is about 30. So it's quite high in price for all of them, but it's definitely, I'm going to say this, definitely well worth your money, because it's just, there's a lot of things to do in this game. The packaging is great. I just really enjoy it. And I recommend this game. I think probably one of my favorite games on PlayStation to date, including Last of Us. They're like my 2 favorite games out there. So guys, that's it sorted. That is my PlayStation 4 games worth buying. So yeah, please smack the like button for this. Thank you so much guys for watching this. Please like, comment and subscribe for more content. All of my social media links are in the description down below. Any comments, any feedback, so you guys know what to do. Thank you so much guys for watching this, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. So peeps, bye bye.